Good afternoon, everybody. Today is February 25th, 2026. Today our lecture is we study mega part of purification. Panyane Desa about the wisdom. Part 30, learning with the 12 kind of basis ayatana. So before starting the lecture, we pay respect to the Buddha, say Namo Tassa in 3 times, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato dhamma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Thank you very much for your watching. Today we continue learning about the wisdom with the 12 kind of basis. So Pali studying like this. Tathavatoti ita pana. Pana continuously explaining Tathavatoti like this ita in this 12, talking about the 12 kind of basis. Sabbaneva. Sabbaneva means all, only all. Sankhatani. Sankhatani is we are counting. Ayatnani. Ayatnani is basis. Anagamanato. Nagamanato is a non. I is a no. Agama is coming, not coming. And Anegamanadocha. Anegamanadocha is not beyond. Databani should be understood. He, more detail explaining. Now is a later Tani, those bases, Bobe, Udaya. Udaya is a rising moment. From the rising moment, Bobe before Kutoji. Kutoji is from anywhere. Kutoji now is together with the Agachandi. Not Agachandi. No coming. The meaning is Adana is just arising because of the condition. Before, not yet. Before is not arising, but not from anywhere. And then Nabi Odan. Waya. Waya is of disappearing. Waya disappearing. Odan. Odan is later. Kuhenji. Kuhenji is to somewhere. Nabi is together with the Kachandi. Nabi Kachandi. Nabi Kachandi is not going to somewhere. After the meaning is after disappearing, the 12 bases after disappearing, they never go anywhere. Attack actually Udaya arising moment Bobe before Apatilada Sabhavani. Abhidhamma is one. Abhidhamma is a get. Abhidhamma is a not get. Sabhava is a nature. Nature, natural phenomena. Not getting natural phenomena. Before rising, nothing. That meaning. Udhamaya, where after disappearing moment, Udam, later, the meaning is Udhamaya means after disappearing, Parinaina Sabhavani. Paribhaina Sabhavani. Paribhaina is disappear, vanish, completely vanish. No store in anywhere, and we cannot search them in anywhere. Okay, so Wimiji is before, Paranda is later. Before and later means before rising and after disappearing. Before rising and after disappearing of these bases, in the middle, Vimiji. Vimija is in the middle. So the meaning is before rising and after disappearing in the middle moment. Pichaya yatta hoti daya. Pachaya is a cause or condition. So many condition. Yukta is associate or connect with the connection. Hoti daya is because of the arising, because of the happening. These various kind of bases, always connect, always depend on the many conditions and arising. Because of that, Vasani. Is not Vasani. Vasa is which or well. Somebody, the well of the somebody is a no. Dandy happen. So 12 bases happen according to the condition, according to the many conditions, not because of your wish, not because of you want to do something, you want to happen something. They never follow you. They never happen according to your wish and according to you want to happen something. They never. They are only arising because connect with various many conditions. The meaning. And tasama, therefore, because of that reason, anagamana door. Nagamnado means is not coming, and Anegamanado not disappearing. Tatabani should be known. So the meaning is they are according to condition, they are rising, and those conditions disappear, they also disappear. Like this is a nature of the 12 bases, 12 kind of bases. So Buddha explained like this. Tatha, Tatha is furthermore, ni ha niri hakato, niri haka. Niriyaka, ni ihaka. Niriyaka is Pali, ni ihaka. Ni is a no. Pali Pali ni in the beginning, mostly the meaning no. Ihaka is effort, no effort, without effort. Niriyaka without effort, and abhyabara doja. No program, no procedure. They are arising and they are disappearing according to their nature. Nature is depend on the many conditions to arise and to disappear. The meaning. Himodi Day is explaining. Now is a later Chakku Ruba Dinang. Chakku and Ruba. Chakku is an and visible object. Chakku Ruba Dinang, etc. etc. Aeon like this. Hodi. Haba. Ahawada Amagan. Amagan is our. Samagiyan. Samagi is the together, meeting together, and Chaku Ain and visible object Ruba meeting together. Vinyana Nama. Vinyana means the Ain consciousness. Here, for example, the Chaku and Ruba, Ain and visible object meeting together. At the time, Vinyana Ain consciousness, Vinyana Nama Ain consciousness, Howard Obijaya Howata. Obijaya is arise. If arising, Howata is good. If arising, it is good. It is like this. That the na hoti or na is together with the hoti. It is even like this. That kind of thinking. Na hoti is not happen. So the meaning is you don't need to thinking or if I'm invisible objects meeting together at the time, I'm consciousness arising is good. You don't need to think about it. Naturally, when the I'm invisible object meeting together at the time, the I'm consciousness arising without your wish, without your thinking. So Bali explaining like that. Anacha Tani. Nacha is a later Tani is those eye, visible object, etc., etc. Vinyanupadanatha. Vinyana is consciousness, eye consciousness, for example, and various kind of consciousness, ear consciousness, no consciousness, time consciousness, the body consciousness. Upada is arising. Upadanatha for arising the consciousness. Dwara bhavena, dwara. Bhava is happening. Dwara is a door. As a door happening. Vuttu bhavena. Vuttu is the base or foundation happening. Aramana bhavena wa. Aramana is object happening. As an object happening. As an object. Nacha. Nacha is together with the ihandi. Nacha ihandi. Nacha ihandi. Nacha ihandi means no make effort. No need effort to make. And then na is a later Vyapara Mabhijanandi. Vyapara Mabhijana is you make a thinking like this, you make a preparation like this. Na is a na. Arise, Abhijandi. No arising. Thakur actually Dhammada was Dhammada Vesa. Thakur actually Dhammada Vesa. Yang Dhammada Vesa is a leader. Yang Chakudwara Chakurubadi Samagiyan. Eye, visible object, adi, etc., etc. Samagiyan is a meeting together. Chakuvinyana dini. Chakuvinyana, eye consciousness, etc., etc. Sambhavandi. Sambhavandi is arising, happening. Yang means those Chaku, Rupa, etc., etc. Those are, they have a function to do as do, dwara, to do as vuttu, base, to do as aramana, object. That's why they are arising. Tasama, because of that reason, tasama, nidhi hakado. Nidhi hakado is a no need effort. Nidhi hakado. Vyapara doja. Vyapara doja is a no preparation. Dhammata wasi or wasi. Dhammata wasi. Dhammata is according to the nature, natural phenomena, just a natural phenomena. Databani should be understood. So the meaning is you don't need to do anything. When the visible object and eye meeting together, that eye consciousness automatically arising. Nobody create it. Huh? You don't need to do anything, but you automatically they perform their individual function and arising. So that means, so that Pali Buddha explaining that this is the nature of the Dharma, the 12 kind of basis like this. So the Pali English translation here, as to be seen, here all form basis should be regarded as has no provenance and no destination. For they do not come from anywhere prior to their rise, before their rise, nor do they go anywhere after they disappear, after they are disappear. So on the contrary, before they are rising, they have no individual essence. And after they are disappearing, their individual essence are completely dissolved, completely disappear. And they occur without mastery, since they exist in a dependent on the condition, many conditions. And in between the past and future, before and after, they don't have, they are dependent on the condition. So, they should be regarded as a no provenance and a no destination. Before the 12 bases arising and after 12 bases disappear. So likewise, that they should be regarded as incurious and uninterested. For it does not occur for an invisible object, etc., or that consciousness might arise from our current, concurrent, or meeting together, and as a door, as a physical basis, foundation, and an object. They have no curiosity about or interest in arousing consciousness. So on the contrary, it's an absolute rule, the natural law that I consciousness, etc., come into being with the union of the I with the visible object and so on. So they should be regarded as incurious and uninterested, like this. Okay, and then Pali continues explaining apicca, furthermore. Apicca is furthermore. Ijatikani. Ijatikani. Ijatikani means the internal basis. 6 kind of internal basis. Ijatikani, 6 kind of internal basis. Sunya Kamo Viya. Viya is a like. Sunya Kamo, Sunya. Kama is a village. The village empty, nobody stay there. So that village we call Sunyagamo. The village, nobody living. That kind of village, Sunyagamo. So Databani should be understood. So our internal basis is eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. This is kind of internal basis, like a village. There's nothing, empty village. Should be understood like this. Here, Buddha give the reason because Dua, Subha, Sukha, Attabhava, Viharata. Viharitata. Viharitata. Dua is a similar nature, permanent. Dua as a permanent, Subha as a beauty, Sukha is a happiness, Attabhava is a soul or self, Virahitata. Virahitata is device, nothing. Free from the permanent, free from the beauty, free from the happiness, free from the soul. So that meaning. Because of that reason. Because of that reason, like the internal bases are like empty village. And then Bahirani. Bahira is external business. Bahira external business is also six kind of external business we learn. The visible object, sound, smell, taste, tangible object, and Dhamma object. There are six kind of the external basis. Are Kama, Kada, Kochara, Viya. Kama Karaka, Chora, yeah, Chora Viya. Kama, Kadaka, Chora Viya. Chora is the robber. Kama Karaka is destroying the village. The robber destroying the village. Like this, the external basis is like this. Why Buddha say like this? So Buddha gave the reason. Ichatikana. Ichatika is the internal basis. Abhikata katakata. Abhikatakata. Abhikatakata is make torturing. Abhikatakata. That's why. Torturing or destroying the inside basis, internal basis. That's why external basis is like the robber destroying the village. Buddha say like this. So Odinyedan, Odanyi Edan. He, it is true, Edan that cannot talking, Odan, Buddha talk in the different sutta. How the Buddha talk? Chakku Bhikkhave Hinyati Manaba Manabehi Rubehi Vitaro. Bhikkhave monk, Chakku eye. Manaba Manabehi, Manaba Amanaba. Manaba is the enjoyable. Amanaba is unenjoyable. Enjoyable and unenjoyable. Rubehi is a visible object. Hinyadi. Hinyadi is to destroy. It is like this. Waitaro, the in detail should be understood. Abhijja, furthermore, Ichatikani, the internal or inside with cha, sick, panakawiya. Panaka is the animal. 6 kind of animal, like a 6 kind of animal. The Buddha more detailed, more easily understanding. Buddha gave the similar, you know, our inside internal basis look like a 6 kind of animal. Tatabani should be understood, should be seen. Bahira is an external basis. Reason for the internal basis. Gochara is the object. Gochara Viyadi. Gochara is kind of the Gochara is kind of eating ground, like a eating ground. So Buddha explained like this. So 6 animal is 6 animal is like a snake, like a crocodile, like a bat, like a dog, like a jaguar, like a monkey. You have to understand. So evam metta, evam etta, evam metta, evam etta. Etta, in that sutta, evam like this, vinaccio is position, tathavato vinyadabho. Tathavato should be understood, should be seen. Vinyadabho should be known. Idam, our first idam, this is ayatana for the ayatana for the basis, Vithara Katamukha. Vithara, the detail, Kata is explaining, Mukha is way, the way of the detail explaining. So the Pali English translation, furthermore, the internal basis should be regarded as an empty village because of their divide or the permanence and pleasure and soul. The external one as a village destroying robber because of the race, the internal one. And this is a different sutta what the Buddha said. Buddha talk, bhikkhu, the eye is torture by agreeable and disagreeable, enjoyable or unenjoyable visible objects, etc. Furthermore, the internal basis should be regarded as a animal creature, and the external one as like their resort, their living place. So this is how its position should be known here as to how to see, how do we see. So this is firstly the session of the detailed explanation dealing with the basis. Okay. And then we go to the next one, Dhatu Vaithara Kata, or Dhatu element. Dhatu means element. Vaithara is Vaithara is a detail. Kata is explanation. So detailed explanation about the elements. We learn, continue. Because of Buddha explained the natural phenomena in the many different views, the 5 aggregate view and 12 basis view, and then right now 18 elements view. Here Buddha explained. These natural phenomena are saying Namarupa, not mentality and materiality, just like this, but some listener they understand in different explanation, different view. That's why Buddha used so many different the name and view and different detail explaining. So that is a more detailed explaining than the ayatana. So here Pali studying Dada Nandara Para Pana Dara Nandara Pana. The other one explanation, Dada Nandara after Dada is a ta is a refer to the basis ayatana. So after Anandara is just after explaining the ayatana, dhatu yodi, dhatu elements, atharasa, dhatu yo. So tharasa is 18, dhatu yo is element, 18 element. 18 element here is the Buddha explained Chakku dhatu, eye element, Rupa dhatu, visible object element, Chakku Vijnana dhatu, eye consciousness element. So all these are elements. Chakku dhatu is Chakku dhatu and Rupa dhatu is material, you know. So these are also the dhatu element, and Chakku Vijnana is mentality, eye consciousness also dhatu element. So it's a one guru, and then Soda dhatu, ear element, Sada dhatu. Sada dhatu is a song element, and then Soda Vijnana dhatu. Soda Vijnana is a ear consciousness element. This is another guru, and then Gandha dhatu. Kana is a nose element. Gandha dhatu is a smell element. Kana Vijnana dhatu is a nose consciousness element. And then Jingwa dhatu is a tone element. Rasa dhatu is a taste element. Jingwa Vijnana dhatu is a time consciousness element. And then Kaya dhatu is a body element. Putava dhatu is a tangible object element. And then Kaya Vijnana dhatu is a body consciousness element. And then Mano dhatu is a mind element. Mano is a mind. And then Dhamma dhatu is a Dhamma element. And then Mano Vijnana dhatu is a mind consciousness element. So it is like this. Altogether 18 atharasa dhatu yo. We have to learn. Because of these 18 kind of element is possible, you know, practice with them, we can attain the wisdom. That's why I'm very useful for us. So that's why Buddha explained 18 elements here. So the elements here, introduction like this. So that Pali English translation is the element next to that are the 18 element. That is to say, I element, visible data element, eye consciousness element, ear element, sound element, ear consciousness element, nose element, adult element, nose consciousness element, tongue element, flavor element, tongue consciousness element, and then body element, tangible data element, and then body consciousness element and mind element, and mana data element and mind consciousness element. So after understanding these 18 karna elements, one by one more explaining like this. Tata. Tata is in those karna, the 18 karna element. Atado, the atado, the meaning is lakkhana dihi. Lakkhana is a characteristic, adi is etc. etc. The characteristic, etc. etc. And then kama. Dawatra sankhado. Bachaya tat bachaya atta tatava virida bo vinachayo. This is a stanza. So kama is the order. Kama is the order. Tattva Dankado is just only 18, not less 18 and not more than 18. The meaning. And the Bachaya is a condition. Atha, after that, Tatava should be seen. Vinachyo is exposition, Vididabo should be known. So that stanza meaning is herein as to the meaning, the characteristic, etc., order, just so much meaning is not more than 18, not less than 18. And recognizing and then condition. How to see should be known the exposition like this. So tata in that eighteen element, atado according to the meaning is chakdidi, chaku. Chaku I meaning is chakadi. Chakadi meaning is chakadi is village, or chakadi is show clearly, asked, make it visible. That's what we call chaku eye. And then rupayati, visible object. Ruban, visible object is rupayati. Rupayati is show us what is this. That's why we call ruban, visible object. And chakusa, for the eye, vinyana, the consciousness. That's why chaku vinyana, eye consciousness. It is like this. Eva Madi, Eva Marina, Eva Ewan, Adina, etc. Like this. Tawa first, Nayena, with the method or explaining. Chakadina, Chaku, etc. We say Sattado. We say that is a specialty. We say Sattado, Viridabo, Vinachya. Vinachya is possession, Viridabo should be known. We say that. Special. Avisesa, general. Pana, the other one, avisesena, in generally, vidahadi. Vidahadi is a make sorting out. Diyadi, diyadi. Diyadi is bringing. Vidhana. Vidhana is make Vidhana is make a sorting. Vidiyate etaya. Etaya with the I, etc., etc. Vidiyate. Make a sorting. Itawa in that I, etc., etc. Diyadi. Diyadi means put like this. That's why dhatu we call element. So element is that kind of twins, that kind of natural phenomena. So the Pali English translation here in as to the meaning, first exposition, I, etc., etc., should be known individually. As to meaning in the way beginning, is relaxed, chakati, that is an I we call chaku in Pali. It makes it visible to show us in something. Rupayati, that's we call visible object. And the consciousness I is I consciousness. So according to the meaning in general, the sort of with deity and assorted well deity, and sorting out with dana, and then it is sort of with deity. I mean, or that is called to resort to deity. Here is it is a sort dhatu element, and then Pali continue explaining Lokiya he. Lokiya he more detail explaining. Lokiya is in worldly or mundane. Dhatu your element. Mundane element. Lokiya dhatu your mundane element are karana, bhavena. Karana is a cause, a condition. Bhavena is happening. Happening as a condition. What analysis, how do I happen? Suwana Rajada Di. Dhatu yo Viya. Viya is a like. Suwana is a gold. Rajada is the silver. Adi, etc., etc. Dhatu is element. So gold element, silver element, like that, like this. Suwana Rajada Dina. Suwana, gold, and silver. Aneka pakarang. Aneka pakara is a Aneka is a many pakara is a kai. Many kai. Sansara dukkha. Sansara dukkha. Sansara dukkha is the round or rebirth, suffering. Suffering in the round or rebirth. Sansara dukkha. The suffering in the wrong or rebirth, Vidahandi. Vidahandi is make. Huh? Make a suffering in the wrong or rebirth. And then Bara Harihi Cha. Cha, furthermore, Bara Harihi. Bara is um, Bara is the load. Hara is the bringing, the person who bring the load. Paro is the load. We are like a load. Another example is in the samsara, the person is bringing these kind of the dhatu element. It's a kind of the load, very heavy load. Sadehi is a living being. D and A. D and A is bringing, holding. Dhiri and D. Dhiri and D is the bringing, holding. Iti at all, that meaning. So element is like this. Element is like in the samsara and the Rano Riba, many living beings bringing these elements is like a heavy burden. The meaning. And then Dukkha Vidana Matta Mewa Chisa. Chisa is Cha Isa. Cha, furthermore, Isa is that nature is Dukkha Vidana Matta Mewa. Dukkha is suffering. Vidana is, Vidana is make suffering. Just Matta Mewa is just only make suffering. Why? So here give the reason. Wasa Watanato. Wasa. No, wasa is wanting. Not your want, not your wish. The meaning. Watana is happening. Happening, not your wish. According to their way, they happening. Not your wish. They never follow. Not your wish. That's what that meaning is. They are just happening according to their condition. So various kind of element is like this. Here 18 kind of element. Not our eye, not our ear. They are always happening according to the condition without our wish, without what we want to happen. So that meaning Itahi cha. Cha. Furthermore, Idahi. Idahi is those the mundane element, Lokiya Dhatu. Idahi means refer to the Lokiya Dhatu, mundane element. Karana Buddhahi. Karana. Karana Buddhahi. Karana is the cause happening. Cause. Sansara Dukkha. Sansara Dukkha is suffering in the wrong or rebirth. A new Sadehi, the living being, a new Vidiyati. A new Vidiyati. Always make. That's how we heat and check. Furthermore, Tatawidan is that kind of making done that times are referred to the Sansara Dukkha, done Sansara Dukkha, that suffering in this round of river, Eta Suiwa. Ida Sewa means in that Chaku, etc., and that natural phenomena, Diyati, Tapiyati put. Diyati make a for means Tapiyati put. Idi at all. This is a meaning for element. Idi like this, Chakadi su, I, etc., Ikiko Dhammo. Each natural phenomena, Yathasambhavam, according to their way, according to their nature, according to their function, we Dihadi make effort. Diyati ti adina, Diyati, etc., Athavasena, according to the meaning, Dhadu like this, Uchati we call. So that's why we call Dhatu. So the Pali English translation here is the mundane element, one defined according to their instrumentality, sort out with the hadi, the suffering of the round or rebirth, which is the mankind, just as to the sub of the gold and the silver, etc., etc. So they assert, well, deity with living being as a bottom. That's with the bottom burial, and the born deity is a meaning. So they are only sorting out vidana of the suffering because of the no mastery is exercisable over them. And by mean then as instrument of the instrument, the suffering of the round of rebirth is continually being sought out. A new vidana, a new deity by living being. So, and that suffering being sought out with vihita in this way is caused to be sought deity into those elements. So it is a cause to be placed in that is the meaning. So each dharma among those beginning with the I, etc., is cause or dhatu element is in the meaning. Just state beginning is sought out as sorted well. So dhatu is that meaning. You have to understand. Okay. And then we go to the next one. Bali explain. Abhijja yatha. Abhijja, furthermore, another explain method or explaining. Yatha is a later Ditthiyana for the other religious leader. Atta nama. Atta nama so is sabhavato according to the nature sabhava. According to the nature, nati yata. Nati is there is not, like there is not. Na eva meta, evan eta. Evan similarly, eta those I element, etc., those natural phenomena, sabhava do, according to the nature, nati, there is not. Edapana. Eta those the element atano their own sabhavan, the nature, dharandi. Dharandi is a bearing, the bringing or bearing. It is the meaning because of this. Dhatu yo, we call dhatu, we call element. So element is another meaning is like this. Their nature, they bring in their nature, their own nature. That's why they call chakku, etc. Those are we call element. Dhatu. Yatha loke chitta. Yatha, for example, loke in the war, Vichitta is the amazing. He had Haritala. Haritala Mano Siladayo. No Siladayo. Haridala Manosila is kind of the Haridala is element. Sila Wayawa. Sila is just part of the Sila is a rock, part of the rock. So Dhatu Yodi, Ochandi, we call Dhatu, we call element. Like this. A1 meta B. A1 eta B. A1 like this. Eta B, those the I, etc. Also, Dhatu Yoviya, like those elements in the wall. Dhatu Yo, we call Dhatu. Hidi, which is the Hidi? Hidi is a Hidi. He, it is true, it is those I element, etc. Wichita is a very amazing. It is I element, etc. Jnana Niyawa Vayawa. Jnana. Vayawa. Jnana is wisdom. Nya is knowing by the wisdom, the kind of element. It is like this. Dhatu, we call dhatu. Yatawa. Wa, the other way, for example, Tassa is a body, Sankhara is we call Samudaya. Samudaya is the five aggregate, the group of the five aggregates, Samudaya Sa, Avayawa Bhudesu. Avayawa is the part. Happening the Avayawa happening as a part. Avayawa Bhudesu happening as a part. Rasa sonidadisu. Rasa sonidas. Rasa is the kind of taste, and sonida is the sonida is a kind of the blood, or etc. Adisu. Inya manya visavaga lakhana parichinesu. Little bit long, Pali. Inya manya is each other. Visavaga is different. Lakhana is a characteristic. Parichina is make a separate. Parichina. Dhatu samenya. Dhatu samenya is a dhatu, the name of the dhatu. Dhatu samenya, the name of the dhatu. Ewan mede subi. Ewan ede subi. Ewan like this. Ede subi. Ede su is in those I element, etc. Also, pancha khanda. Pancha khanda is a five aggregate. Sankhadasa we call five aggregate. Atta bhavasa. Atta bhava is the body. Avayavesu. Avayawa is the part as a part. Dhatu samenya, the name of the element. Veditava should be known. Anya manya visavaga lakhana parichena ede. Hede. Hede is a he ede. It is true, it is those elements, it is those chakadayo, I, etc., those elements, inyaminya each other, Visabhaga is different characteristic. Different characteristic. Prachina is make a delimit. We call it I, etc., I element, etc., etc. Abhijja, furthermore, dhatu meaning is nejiva matta seveda. Nejiva is ni is a no, jiva is a life. Nijiva. No life, just element. The meaning is no jiva here. Jiva meaning is not just life, and this a kind of soul. No, this is not soul. This just kind of the element. Adivachana, the name. So you have to understand like this. So I, etc., etc. Some person they think I is there's a soul inside the eye, so that's why we can see what we want to see. So they think like this, but actually not. No jiva, no soul in the eye, etc., etc. Just element. Huh? The meaning you have to understand. So the Pali English translation. Furthermore, why the soul or self of the and the other different religious leader, sectarians, does not exist with the individual essence, not so those. So those are on contrary the element dhatu, since they cause the all individual essence to be born. So just as in the wall, the variously color continents or the marbles such as Malachi, Chinaba, etc., is called elements. So these I are elements like those. For they are the various color constitute of the knowledge and then the knowledgeable. Or just as a generator element is used for the juice, blood, etc., which are the constitute of the collection called carcass, when they are distinguished from each other by dissimilarity or characteristic. So generator element should be understood as used for the constituent of the subtle personality called the five kind aggregate. For those things beginning with the I are distinguished from each other by dissimilarity of the characteristic. Okay, and then Pali continues explaining Tatahi Bhagawa. It is true. Bhagawan, the Buddha, Cha Dhatu yo ayam bhikkhu puriso adisu. Bhikkhu, ayam bhikkhu, the monk, this man, ayam puriso, this man, cha dhatu yo. Cha is a sixth kind of element only. Etc., like this, Buddha used. Because of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, this just cannot do. It's we call man, like this. So jiva sanya samuhanatan. Jiva Sanya is Jiva is a soul, Sanya is a possession, possession as a soul, Samuhanatha, Samuhana is the calling. The Samuhana is the group. Dhadu Desana. Dhadu Desana is a element teaching Akasi Buddha use. Buddha used like this because the Jiva Sanya Samuhanatan to remove. Samuhanatan is to remove. Samuhana. Hana is a remove. Jiva Sanya is the soul possession in soul. Wrong possession. So possession in soul is that possession is a wrong possession. Jiva Sanya is a wrong possession in the soul. Thing like this. I is possible to see something because of the inside the eye there is a soul. Some person they have a possession like this. That kind of possession is we call here Jiva Sanya. So Buddha the want to remove that kind of wrong possession, Jiva Sanya. Dhadu Desana, the element teaching Akasi Buddha make. Tasama, because of that reason, Yathaudina, according to the explaining, Yathaudina, Athena, the meaning, according to the meaning, and Chakucha, the eye also, and that eye is a Dhaducha element also. That's why Chaku Dhadu we call Chaku Dhadu. Chaku eye is an element, just element, not so, just element. So that's why we call Chaku Dhadu, eye element. As Pali no mention everything, but we have to know similarly the ear, sodan cha dang dhatu cha, soda dhatu. The ear element, nose element, tongue element, body element, and then the mind element. So manovinyana cha dang. Manovinyana is a mind consciousness element. Also, then the mind element, mind consciousness element is dhatu element. That's why manovinyana dhatu, mind consciousness element. It is like this, you have to understand. Even like this, tawata, tawata. Tawata is a tawa, it has. Athado, according to the meaning, we nature, the exposition, Viridava should be known. So the Pali English translation is a furthermore element is a tongue, or the what the Buddha used for what is soulless, no soul. And then for the purpose of the destroying the possession of the soul, the Buddha accordingly taught the element teaching in such a passage, the bhikkhu monk, and this man has a 6 element. 6 element meaning is eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Therefore, the exposition should be understood here firstly as meaning. Thus, this is I, this is an element. So that's why we call I element. That's why we call ear element, nose element, tongue element, body element, etc., etc. It's a mind consciousness, and then that is the element. That's why it is a mind consciousness element. Just put a use like this. Okay, this is according to the meaning what we have to understand, and then we go to the next one. Bali continue. Lakhanadi doti. Lakhanadi do is according to the characteristic, etc., etc. Meaning is Chakadinam for the eye, etc., etc. Chakadinam. Lakhanadi do pita. Lakhanadi do pita. Ita in the element exposition, Lakhanadi dobi. Lakhanadi dobi is a characteristic, etc., etc. Also, with nature exposition, Vedava should be known. Tanica pana. Pana, pana is a nominee here. Tanica, these elements are these elements also nation for those lakhanadi ni, the characteristic, etc., etc. Khanda nedesi. Khanda nedesa is the aggregate is explaining, detail explaining for the five aggregate. Khanda nedesi. Hoda newa already explaining method. Vedavani should be known because I already explained in the five aggregate. So that's why here no need to explain again. That's why just refer to the like this. Okay, so the Pali English translation is as to the characteristic, etc., etc. Here, to the exposition should be understood as to the characteristic, etc., etc. of the eye and so on. So it should be understood in the same way given above the description of the five aggregate. Okay, and then we go to the next one. It's a Kama Dodi. Kama is the order. So according to the order, meaning is Idabi in this element exposition, Bobe in previous lecture, Odedu or Ododesu already explaining Upati Kamadisu. Upati is arising, Kama is order, arising order, etc. etc. Desana Kamoa. Desana Kamoa is teaching order, the order of teaching, or only Yojadi suitable. Socha. Socha Panayan. Socha Panayan is Socha Panayan. This teaching order is Hedu Pala Nubobba Wawatana Wasena. Hedu is a cause. Pala is a result. Cause and effect. Hedu Pala, cause and effect. Cause and effect, the order and Anubobba Wawatana. Nubobha Vavathana analysis, analytical, the continuously. Nubobha is continuously. Heduphala Nubobha. Continuously the cause and effect, that kind of the analysis, the order. Outdoor is already explained. Chakadisu, Chakku Dhadu, I element, Ruba Dhadu D. Ruba Dhadu is the visible object element. It is like this. Ideni Dwayan. This two is Hedu cause. This two element is Hedu cause. Chakuvinyana Dhatu D. I consciousness element is a plan effect. Result. Aeon like this, Sabata in all elements, we can apply in this way. So here this Pali English translation is as to the order here, from the order arising, etc., mentioned in the previous lecture. Only the order of teaching is appropriate, is set forth according to the successive definition of cause and effect. For the pair element, I element, and the visible object element are the cause. And I consciousness element is the result or effort. So in each case, we can apply like this, cause and effect. Okay, and then we go to the next one. The Pali continue explaining Tavatvatoti. Tavatvatoti meaning is Tawa Bhavado. Tawa Bhavado. Tawa Bhavado, that much 18 kind of element. Idan, this one, Hodang Hodi, Buddha talk. Desu Hi, Satta Abhidhamma Padesesu, Abba, Abba, Abadadu, Subadadu. So many long, huh? So Desu means in those the Sutta Abhidhamma. Sutta Abhidhamma is a Sutta and Abhidhamma. Padesesu. Padesa is the teaching. Sutta teaching, Abhidhamma teaching, Abadadu. Abha is a light element. Subadadu. Subha element, the beauty element, Akan, Sanan, Chaitana, Dadu. Vinyanan, Chaitana, Dadu. Akasanan, Chaitana, Dadu is the space element. Agensinyadana, Vinyanan, Chaitana, Dadu. Agensinyana, Dadu. And then Nivasanya, Nasanyadana, Dadu. And Sanya, Vedita, Niyoda Dadu, Kama Dadu, Bhyavada Dadu, Vinsa Dadu, Nikama Dadu, Abhyabada Dadu, Avinsa Dadu, Sukha dhatu, dukkha dhatu, somanasa dhatu, domanasa dhatu, upekha dhatu, avijja dhatu, arabha dhatu, nikkhamma dhatu, parakama dhatu, hina dhatu, miccima dhatu, panida dhatu, Patawi dhatu, abo dhatu, tejo dhatu, vayo dhatu, akasa dhatu, so many kinds. And then vinyana dhatu, sankhata dhatu, asankhata dhatu. Asankhata dhatu is a nibbana, the real peace. And then aneka dhatu, so many kinds. Nana dhatu, many elements. Local in the world. So it is like this, eva madayo, etc., etc. Inyabi, the other many things also, dhatu your element, desandi, show, Buddha show. Evansadi happening like this, sabhasan is all element, vasena according, Parichedam. Paricheda is the make delimitation. Akadwa, not make. Kadwa is a make. Akadwa is not make. Kasama. Why? Atharasa. 18. It is like this. Yamewa just only those elements. Parichedo is a make a delimitation. Kato Buddha make. Idiche, some person complain like this. Sabhavado is the according to the nature. Vijja manana. Vijja mana is really existing. Sabhadaduna, all elements. The dando gandata. The dando gandata is including in the 18 kind of element. All kind of so many different all kind of element is including in the 18 kind of element. That's why the Buddha use only this 18 element, because all kind of element is included in the 18 kind of element. So that's why. Okay, so Pali English translation here says just so much 18 element only, just so many 18 element. So what that mean is this: in various planes in the Sutta and Abhidhamma, the following as well other elements are met with the elimination element, beauty element, base consisting of boundless space element, base consisting of the boundless consciousness element, base consisting of the nothingness element, base consisting of neither possession or non-possession element, cessation of the possession and feeling element, sense desire element, eva element, cruelty element, renunciation element, non-eva element, non-cruelty element, bodily pressure element, bodily pain element, joy element, greed element, equanimity element, ignorance element, initiated element, lunching element, persistent element, inferior element, median element, superior element, earth element, water element, fire element, air element, space element, consciousness element, phone element, and phone element. So all these many kind of element or the various element is being so why is classification only made according to these 18 elements instead of the making is according to all of them. So some person complain like this because as far as the individual element essence is concerned, all existing elements are included in the classification of the 18 cardinal elements. That's why. That's why we have to understand. Okay? And then the more detailed explaining, Rupa Dhatu Yewa He more detailed explaining, Rupa Dhatu Yewa. Rupa Dhatu is the visible object element. Only Abhidhamma. Abha. Huh? We call Abhidhamma like element. Subhadhatu Pana. Subha, etc., etc. Subhadhatu beauty element is Rupadi Patibada. Patibada is related with the visible object Rupa. Asma, why? Subhanimetata. Subhanimetata is the beauty sign. Nimeta is sign. Because of beauty sign. Subhanimetani. He, it is true. Damn he. He, it is true. Subhanimetan. Beauty sign is Subhadhatu. Beauty sign is a Subhadhatu. Beauty sign is not the other things we call Subhadhatu. So Tancha, the Subhadhatu also Rupa Di Vini Motan. Rupa Di Vini Rupa is a visible object, etc., etc. Vini Mota is free from the visible object, etc., etc. Na avijjati, nor exists. Na avijjati, nor exists. Kusala vipaka ramana wa. Wa, the other way is kusala vipaka ramana. Kusala vipaka. Wholesome and resident. Aramana is object. The object of the wholesome consciousness and object of the resident consciousness, Rupadeyo are only visible object, etc., etc. Subhadhatu is a beauty element. It is like this, Rupadi Matta Mewesa. Just only Rupa, etc., etc. Rupadi Matta Mewesa is Rupadi Matta Mewa Esa. Esa, the Subhadhatu is just visible object, etc., etc. only. Not the other thing. That's why say they are included. They are included in the 18 elements. And the Akasa Nanchatana Dhatu Adisu. Akasa Nanchatana Dhatu etc., etc. The kind of chitam, mind is manovinyana dhatu yewa, only mind consciousness element only. That's why, including in the 18th element, says are the remaining Dhamma dhatu. The remaining, the various kind of element is including Dhamma dhatu in the Dhamma element, including. Sanya vedani vedahita. Sanya is a possession. Vedahita is the feeling. Vedahita. Dioda is a disappearing. That's disappearing possession, a feeling. That kind of the element is a bhava door. According to the essence, according to the reality, nati. Nati means there's not. There's not the individual essence. Sa, that sa, he, it is true. Sa, that free from possession and the disappearing the possession and feeling is dhatu dvaya niyoda dhamma niyoda matta mewa. Dhatu dvaya. Dhatu is an element. Dvaya is a two. Niyoda is a disappearing. So two element disappearing, meaning here is a manovinyana and manovinyana dhatu and dhamma dhatu. These two elements disappearing, just disappearing. That's why. That's why the Buddha say all elements are included in the 18 kind of element. That's why Buddha mentioned only 18 elements, not more than 18, not less than 18. Exactly 18 elements what the Buddha taught. So the Pali English translation is visible object element. If that is the elimination element, the Abha Dhatu. The beauty element, Subha Dhatu, is bound up, the visible object and so on. Why? Because it is a sign of the beautiful beauty. The sign of the beauty is the beauty element. So that does not exist apart from the visible object and so on. Or since the visible object that are object consisting of the wholesome karma result are themselves the beauty element. That's only visible object and so on. So as regard the base consisting boundless space element, etc., etc., the consciousness is a mind consciousness element only. So that's why everything is included in the 18 kind of element. So when the remaining the things are the Dhamma element, we can put them in the Dhamma element. But the cessation or the possession and feeling element does not exist in the individual essence. Paramattha, for that is only the cessation of the two element. Two element meaning is mano vinyana dhatu, I are the mind consciousness element and Dhamma element. We have to understand like this. Okay, and then we go to the next one. Kama dhatu. Kama. Kama dhatu is Dhamma dhatu mattanwa hoti. Just Dhamma dhatu. Kama dhatu is just we call Dhamma dhatu yataha. How yataha aha Buddha talk. Tata kadama kama dhatu. Tata in that element. Kadama, what kind is kama dhatu? The things desire element. Kama dhatu. The Buddha make a question and the Buddha answer that question. Kama patisanyuto. Kama patisanyuto. Kama is the things desire. Patisanyuto is related with the things desire. Tako. Tako is thinking. Vitako is various kind of thinking. Mecha Sankapo is around thinking. So that kind of thinking is Kama Dhatu, we call. So Tarasabi wa Dhatu yo. Tarasabi. Tarasa is 18. Also, Kam Dhatu yo. Kama Dhatu. Yataha how. Yata aha. Yata how. Aha Buddha talk. Hittado. Hittado is from the and in the lower direction. Hittado in the lower direction. Avici niraya. Avici niraya is avici hai. Pariyandan. Pariyandan karidoa. Karidoa is make. Pariyandan is a boundary, make a boundary. Uparido in the up direction. Paranamita Vasavati. Paranamita Vasavati is the name of the highest celestial being. Dewe, the celestial being. Ando Karidoa. Ando Karidoa is make insight. Yang that the aggregate it doesn't make in those under it inside itawachara. Vachara is including it. Ita is in those from the hell to Pranimita Vasavati celestial being. Ita in that element, Puriyabhana, including Khanda, Dhatu, Ayatana. Khanda is aggregate, Dhatu is element, Ayatana is base, Rupa, Vedana. Rupa is a visual object, Vedana feeling, Sanya is the possession, Sankhara is mental formation, Vijnana, consciousness, Ujjati, Kama Dhatu. So those are various kind of things, Ujjati we call Kama Dhatu, Kama element. It is like this Buddha explained. So the Pali English translation, the things desire element is only the mental data element, Dhamma element. According According as what the Buddha explained here, what is the thing's desire element is. So the Buddha answer it is thought, applied thought, or round thinking that is associated with the thing's desire, or it is the 18 element according to the Buddha said, making the avici hell as a lower limit and making the Pranamida Vasavati deity as upper limits, the aggregate elements, a basis, a materiality, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness, that are in this interval. So that belong here and included here. So these all kind of element also we can call things desire element, karma dhatu. Okay, so I think today we stop here. Okay, so thank you very much for your watching. Before stop the lecture, we wish our Buddha teaching lasts longer and longer in the universe. The more Buddha teaching lasts longer, the more we can get the benefits. Like we practice our mind with the 18 kind of elements, we can get the wisdom from that. So that's we which of Buddha Sasanan Chi and they do in 3 times, please. Buddha Sasanan Chiran Dita Buddha Sasanan Chiran Dita Buddha Sasana Chiran Didadu Sadhu 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 Idami Bunya Aswakayam Wan Hodu Idami Bunya Nibbanasa Pachayo Hodu Idami Bunya Megapala Nyanasa Pachayo Hotu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Have a good day. Bye bye.